you for being here for another episode of Small Biz Spotlight 210, and I am Lidia Rodriguez. So today I have an absolutely great episode. Y'all need to sit down for this one because I desperately needed to listen to what Fredricka Thomas has as her small business. So if you all are new to me, what I am doing with this channel is I'm dedicating this channel to put a spotlight on small businesses here in San Antonio and the surrounding areas. Okay, so please stay to the end of the video because I do have some more great information for you to share with y'all and also the information for the next episode. Okay, so let's get started. All right, so Fredricka, go ahead and give us the full introduction.
Well, hello everyone. My name is Fredricka Thomas, and I am what I call myself is the Refresh Your Life Confidence Transformation Coach. And my business is Refresh Your Life LLC, and there's so many plethora of businesses that fall underneath that. And one of them that I'm passionate about is my jewelry business, which is called FreesFiyaBling. And also I am a travel agent.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
On top of the other one that we're going to start with. Okay, so, the personal life coach one is, guys, who doesn't need somebody to be like, come on, get to it.
Yes.
I'm talking about myself. I'm not going to say any of y'all, but I know a lot of us are unmotivated, or we don't know where to start. But you as a, personal life coach, you must have the patience and dedication to get people to start doing what they need to do. Were you always the one that people went to?
And you know what, you saying that, it didn't just come overnight. As we know, we always say things didn't happen overnight. I feel it was a calling, and it is a part of my life that when I tell people it is a faith-based program that I started, and it came out of my own struggles of life, right?
Okay, yeah.
And so I've been to counselings, I've been to life coaches, I've been through my own, and as you grow and you go through that process of growing, you start to find those things about yourself that you never knew existed, right? And so, again, like you said, I always found myself or found people coming to me, whether for advice, whether for just encouragement, whether for just saying, you know what, just your presence is just so, soothing to me, and I can talk to you about anything. And I've been that one. I'm like, I've never been one to judge. It's mostly just loving. I want to love people where they are because that's how God loves us. He loves us where we are, not when we make it to that level.
Right.
Right? And so that's what we should be as people.
I think that's like essential. Just to be a human being, right? To be able for somebody, if y'all don't have somebody like that in your life, I think it makes a huge difference finding that person that you can go tell anything to and know that it's a safe place, right?
Yes.
We all need that safe place person. And I am so glad that you offer that because that's really hard to find even within one's family and friends.
Yes, very much so. Very much
So I love that. So, my next question. Did you have to go to school for that?
So I actually have my degree. I have my bachelor's degree, and my bachelor's degree is in organizational development and leadership. And so I did have to take some classes that deal with personal development and also with learning how to manage an organization and deal with statistics and things of that nature. And so my background, though, growing up is in the church. And so I also went to several what we would call seminary classes. and I've gotten a degree through that. As far as I went to what's called the Sonship School of the Firstborn, and that schooling is very focus based through the Bible, right? And I always say this too. I feel like to be qualified for something doesn't necessarily mean you have to have a degree in it. And I believe it's where not only your faith in God, but also your faith in yourself and who you are confident, because that's where it comes in. My confidence is being confident in who you are and whose you are, and then walking in that and knowing that you are qualified by the blood of Jesus. That's where you're qualified from.
Right.
Yeah.
Life's experiences.
Yes. Yes.
Right.
Yes.
Who more to be able to speak to somebody going through something when you've gone through it.
Yes, and I can tell you, my story is it's vast, and I don't think this podcast is enough time for me to tell y'all.
We can go into deeper into that, maybe another episode.
Yeah.
That would be really good.
Yeah, it would be.
So, what was it that kind of like switched the light to say, you know what? With everything that I went through, with all my life experiences, I would be good as a personal coach.
And it really started through my jewelry business. So I've been selling my jewelry now going on 4 years. And as I'm selling the jewelry, it's not just selling the jewelry, but I'm also meeting women who don't have confidence, who feel like, oh, I can't wear that. I'm not pretty enough. I'm not, I don't think, it's just not for me, right? And I'll be like, yeah, I'm sure it's for you. Or they'll say, that's too dressy. I don't go anywhere, right? That's what they say. I don't go anywhere. I said, girl, wear it to the grocery store. And they be like, for real? Yes, I am for real. Because we are our own self, we are the ones that determine our self-worth. Not what other people think and not what other people say. And jewelry, one of my mottos, or my motto for my jewelry business is jewelry doesn't make you beautiful, but it enhances the beauty that you already have. And some women just don't feel beautiful, even without the jewelry. And so what I find myself doing is, like I said, encouraging them, motivating them, and letting them know, girl, you are beautiful. God made you. You are beautifully and wonderfully made. And if God says that about you, who are you to tell yourself that you're not?
Right.
Yeah. Who are you to say that? We have to believe, and if you don't believe it, then that's where my confidence coaching comes in. Because then I can find those places within you, even those past traumas, past things that you've been through in your life that maybe is holding you back. And even if we do find something that's something deeper that I feel like maybe I'm just not the person you need, I know people that I can connect you with that can get you the real counseling and the real help that you need. Because there are some things that when I am talking with my clients, it pulls out things about themselves that they didn't realize that they probably need additional help with. And I know, several people that I can refer people to, that I have referred people to, and they were just so gracious for that. And then they can come back to me and be like, okay, let me finish. But my program it's a plethora of 3 different steps. So I have a 4-week program, I have a 6-week program, and I have an 8-week program. And those programs or those sessions come with me sending you information every day. You get an email from me every day, and it's something that you have to do. It will be an inspirational quote, then it will be a little work segment that you have to do for yourself, because it's all about working on yourself. If you want change, it takes you working, and it takes work.
Right. It's not an overnight kind of change, like I'm going to wake up tomorrow and I got the motivation of the world.
Yes.
It takes work.
Yes.
And a lot of people, it's not an easy fix.
No, it is not. And I just told my husband this the other day, and I was like, babe, from the age of 19 to the age I am right now, you go through things in life, right? But when you go through counseling and you go through change, that change doesn't happen, like you said, overnight. If it took you this many years of going through this struggle, you don't think it's going to take 4 weeks for you to change? You think it's going to take 6 weeks for you?
Right.
I don't claim that at all, but what I do claim is to give you steps. Is to give you some stepping stones or some steps to be able to start implementing in your life every single day until your change is complete, until you really start to feel, you know what, I don't feel like I used to feel last year, or I don't feel, you know, that anxiety or that depression or whatever it is that you were feeling before. It's starting to dissipate because of the steps that you take in applying these things to your life. Yeah.
So, who do you think really would benefit from your service? Just like, what kinds of people would you say that you
Cater to.
Yeah.
So I will tell you right now, I am really looking to get into schools because I believe that our children and especially our teenagers today, they are being bombarded with so much. So much. And bullying, all of those things. And a lot of it is also, and it's sad to say, a lot of us as parents, we do not encourage our children enough. We don't look at them and really give them the tools to let them know, you know what, you can accomplish anything, right? For most times, and I hear this a lot, especially with some of our athletes in the world and things of that nature, sometimes it wasn't their parent. It wasn't, you know, that was the ones that kept them motivated. It may have been a teacher. And sometimes I hear, then you go to school and it's not even a teacher. The teachers are saying something opposite to you. Right? And you're like, wait, but I thought I came here to get encouraged and to get motivated to be and do what I want to do in life, right? And then that's when they find themselves being connected to people who don't lead them down the right road, right? And so I would say a teenager for the most part, and then to the adults, right? And adults can be anywhere from people who are in other small businesses who have to talk a lot to people, okay? But you're scared. You're scared to talk, or you're talking to people and you're looking at the floor talking to them, or you're like fidgeting, you know, you're like, you don't know what to do. You're looking all around the room having a conversation with somebody, and they're like, what? Are they okay? You know? And it's the shy person, the person who doesn't like social media, the person who maybe is that one that, yes, you go to work every day and you want to start a business, but you don't know where to start, but you have the name, like we said today, it's on a sticky note, right? But you don't know how to pitch or how to say what it is you want to say, but you have it, but then you're just scared to say it, right? You're scared to stand in front of a camera. If you're the one that's scared, you can't even video yourself, you need to come see me.
Right.
Yeah.
I needed you a year ago. When I started this channel, a lot of you already know me. I have anxiety issues and everything about being on camera, talking to people, everything. And you know, that is one of the reasons why I started this. Because I was like, I need to face it.
Yes.
I cannot go through my life because of everything I've been through. I cannot be shelter myself.
Yes. Yes.
You know, I can't be in my house all the time. You know, scared of people because of everything I've gone through.
Yeah.
I need to be out there.
Yes.
So I started this.
Yes.
And y'all have been on the ride with me all this time.
Yes. And she's been doing a fabulous job.
Thank
y'all,
you.
I know y'all been watching her videos. I've been watching her videos. She's doing a fabulous job.
Thank you. But I am so glad that you help people because not everybody gets the idea of a YouTube channel to get them out of that.
Yes.
Some people just can't get that first step.
Yes.
And that first step is the scariest step.
It is. It's the scariest. But once you start doing it, right? Even maybe after the third, maybe fourth time, and I have a client right now, and I've been watching her, and she was like, oh no, I am not doing that. And I'm seeing her more and more every day. She's creating videos, and she's putting herself out there in a way that is, and she's encouraging other people. And I said, see girl, I knew it was in you. You just needed to see it in yourself.
Right,
Yeah.
right.
Mm-hmm.
So once you take that first step and you see that you survived,
I know.
it's not gonna kill you.
No.
You're not gonna die because
Exactly.
your face is on TV.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
You can do it.
Yes.
So I want you to talk to my viewers about your 40-day program.
Okay. Yes. So the 40-day program, the reason why I created it is because I thought about the Lord and how Jesus went. He was led into the wilderness for 40 days and 40 nights. And in that wilderness, he was tried. He went through so many tests and struggles, but he did it with grace, right? He did it and showed us how we can go through tests and trials in 40 days. He was fasting at that. It was without food too, right? But so many things were being brought to him. Mainly it was the enemy was coming to him to get him to try to fall, to try to mess up, to try to, you know what I mean? But my 40-day transformation is going to bring out those things in you that have been keeping you and that has been preventing you from getting up and having that confidence in yourself. And like I said, you're going to receive something from me every day for 40 days. We're going to meet once a week, face to face, and then we're going to talk about some of those lessons, right? Which one of these lessons impacted you this week? Which one of you stood out to really see some things in yourself that you never saw before? And then at the end of those 40 days, you're going to graduate. I'm going to give you a certificate that you can hang on your wall, that you can be able to look at it and be like, I did that for 40 days. Because they always say it takes 30 days to create a habit.
Oh.
If you've never heard of that.
I've never heard of that.
Yes, if you want to create a habit in your life, do something straight for 30 days. Do it straight for 30 days and it will become a habit for you. You will remember. It will be like clockwork. You will wake up and know, I got to do this because it's a 30-day habit that you implemented. So if you do it for 40 days, imagine how you're going to wake up every day continuing wanting to write in your journal, continuing to want to have affirmations in your life. You're going to continually want to have those things a part of you.
Right. Yeah. Well, of course, now that you, excuse me, now that I'm thinking about it, of course, once you felt something good, you want to feel it again.
Yes, you do. You want to feel that.
Right.
And not just good to you, good for you. And it also makes you, you will wake up every day with a different mindset about yourself, saying different things about yourself. And that's what I'm saying. So in those 40 days, you're going to learn to speak things over yourself that you never spoke before.
That bad inner monologue.
Yes.
That's what it is. That, when you're starting something and you want to start something and it's like we're our own worst enemy.
Yes.
Because we start saying, you can't do that.
Yes. Or who do you think you are?
Right. What makes you think you can do that?
Yeah.
Or there's so many other people doing it. What's going to make you different?
Yes. Yeah, exactly.
All the I can'ts.
All the I can'ts. And I know we always say can is not in the dictionary, but it's cannot. But it's not that you can't do anything, it's that you need to be taught. Because it's just like growing up when we're children. We were taught how to walk. You didn't just come out of the womb walking.
Right.
You had to start grabbing the table, holding on, right? To make sure you don't fall, right? Well, I want to be, with the help of the Lord, I want to be the person that you can hold on to. That's what I want to be for you. I want to be that person that's willing to show you that there is people that care. And it doesn't have to be a relative. It doesn't have to be, I want to show people that it's because of the love of Jesus in me, is that I care for you in a way that I want your life to be flourishing. I want your life to be a life of freedom. And he wants us to be free, right?
Right. And the more we hear those words, the more possibilities there are for us.
Yes,
The doors start opening
yes.
because you can actually see yourself doing something
Yes.
like that.
Yes.
When it's just us, we're always holding ourselves back.
We get in our own way.
Right.
Yeah. And imagine if you did not step out there in faith and just decide, I'm gonna do this show. I'm not gonna stay in my house. I'm not gonna stay, just like she said, I'm not gonna stay locked up in here. I'm gonna go out here, and it does take an effort.
Mm-hmm.
It's not just, and I'm sure you have days when you wake up and be like, I don't feel like doing this today. I don't want to go today. I just want to cancel.
Yeah.
We all have those moments, and it's okay to have those days, right?
Mm-hmm.
But we can't stay there. We have to get ourselves motivated to say, you know what? No, there's a plan and a purpose for my life, and this is your plan and your purpose, and this is why. And today during our event, and I told them, when you start a business, we get into the business and we get into this mundane of every day, just doing the same old thing, but we forget why we started it.
It's very easy to get lost in that.
Yes, yes. Why did you start it? What was your purpose behind doing it? And then when you think about it, you're like, well, this is why I got to keep going.
Yeah.
Because I started this for a reason. It wasn't because every day I thought was going to look good or feel good, or every day was going to be perfect, or I was going to have an interview every day, or I was going to have a client every day, or that. And I'm like, it's okay, because I believe everything happens in God's timing. Timing is everything. And if we just keep walking and taking those baby steps, eventually you start to walk on, you're wobbling a little bit, right? But then next thing you know, you're balanced, you're walking on your own. Next thing you know, you're running. Next thing you know, you're doing all kinds of things.
Right.
You know what I mean? So it's the same way of life, and we have to see it that way. Everybody starts somewhere.
Yeah.
And you just got to keep going.
You just got to keep going.
Yeah.
And, oh my gosh, I'm going to confess something right now to all of y'all. I get like this every single day because I'm editing, I'm emailing and everything, and then I see the beautiful videos on YouTube. I edit myself, and I really don't know a lot about it. I'm learning as I go, but I do get into my headspace where it's like, what am I doing? It's not even worth it. I only have right now 90 subscribers. It's I'm not doing things right. I should just stop.
Wow.
I get like that, and I know that's gonna be a lot of people, and it doesn't have to be business. It's gonna be a first-time mom.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Like, oh, these kids, I don't know what I'm doing.
Yes.
Because I went through that.
Yes.
I had 5 kids.
Wow.
And it was overwhelming. So, moms, I know.
Don't give up.
Stepmoms, I know. Even with your fur babies, you're like, I don't know what I'm doing. I should just let them go to the neighbor or something.
Yeah.
The inner monologue like that can go through any kind of situation.
Yes.
And for you to be that person to say, you can do it, you just keep with it, that would make the difference, like a huge difference to a lot of people in many different situations.
Yes. And I find it even encourages me, because when I meet people and I talk to people, I see some things in them that I see in myself. And because, like I said, it doesn't mean, even when you go to a therapist, a counselor, it doesn't mean that their life is perfect. It doesn't mean that they have the answers for everything. They do not. I have been with several counselors who have broken down crying with, it's my session. But, and I'm just saying that because that lets you know that they're real.
Yeah.
They're real people. And we are all real people going through real life struggles. And we all, and it's something we always have said, I believe in Jesus and therapy. There's nothing wrong with therapy. And therapy is not to bring you down. Therapy is to uplift you. Therapy is to break those curses, break those things that you have kept in your life year after year after year, day after day after day. It does take work. It takes work. It's not the therapist. It's not my job. I'm just giving you tools. That's what I'm doing.
Right.
The therapist is giving you tools to use. And I was just talking to my husband about this. You know, for change to happen, again, we have to put in the work. It takes work.
Right. And then the thing that I see most often, because I deal with social media, with all of this, is that so many people see social media. When you talk about the kids that you want to get into, even the adults, you see these social media posts and their lives look perfect, and they're not.
No.
And we get into our heads that why can't I
look like that?
Right? Why can't I have that? What's wrong with me? What's wrong with my life? Yeah.
All of that you see on social media, it can be fabricated, it can be edited, it can make it look like only for a brief second that their life is so perfect and they have it all together. But let me tell you, that is not real. That's not real life. Real life is when you see somebody who decides to show you when they wake up that their house is dirty, they have laundry piled up to the ceiling, their kids are running around like losing their mind, they have dogs, cats, their house has dust everywhere, they wake up with a bonnet on their head, looking half asleep, drool down their mouth. I mean, that's real life, right?
Real.
And if somebody shows you their life, then I believe I would be like, yeah, I can trust that person because they're showing me realness. They're not being fake, putting on the makeup, doing the, you know what I mean?
Right.
And that's why I tell people in my jewelry business, you don't have to be going anywhere. Put on your sweatpants, put on a t-shirt, throw you a necklace and some earrings on, and keep it moving.
Right.
People will be like, what? She got the confidence to wear that with some sweats? Yep, I sure did, because I feel good about me. And that's what it's about, you know. It's not about having to go somewhere fancy to feel good about yourself.
Right.
We need to learn how to do that, even walking around our own house. It just needs to be that way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now let's talk about this jewelry. Okay. Because you offer also your clients the jewelry, and I can honestly see how that makes sense, because it's kind of like what is the word? See, I can't even think of it.
I'm the same way.
Not like motivation, but it makes you more productive. When you've gotten dressed, when you've done your hair, you put on the jewelry, even the makeup, you feel like, okay,
go conquer.
Right.
Yes.
You can be more productive. So I see how that makes sense. Put on some jewelry. Feel good.
Yes.
Look good.
Look good. Yes. And you will walk differently too, right? It's I know I can't do it right now, but if you could just imagine, I would love for us just to close our eyes and imagine you waking up in the morning, right? And you're laying there and you're thinking, oh my God, I gotta face the day. I don't want to. I don't want to go out there. I don't want to do anything. But then you start thinking about, what am I going to wear? I don't know what to put on. And then you're looking, you're thinking, and you're like, okay, maybe I'll wear that dress. Maybe I'll wear, okay. Then you get up, you drag yourself out the bed, right? And then you go get in the shower. The shower always wakes me up. I like taking a shower in the mornings, right? You get in the shower, you're like, you're still feeling like, oh, I don't know what to do, right? Then you go and you find that outfit. You put it on. Now, I always tell people, jewelry also enhances your outfit, right? If I was to show you a woman with two women with the same dress on, one with no jewelry and one with jewelry that enhanced her outfit, you would see a difference, and you would also point out and say, that woman has more confidence, she feels better about herself than the one that didn't have anything on. And so I always When I see a picture of a woman with nothing on, I'm like, you're naked, girl. You're naked. You need something on. What do you mean I'm naked? You're not enhancing your full beauty of who you are, you know? And so doing that, once you get everything on, and I always tell people, let jewelry be the last thing you put on. Put on your perfume, we always teach this, right? Then put your jewelry on. And once you put that, it's like decorating a Christmas tree. It is. Think about your tree.
Right.
If you put your tree up in your house and
the sad little tree
with nothing on it, you start off with maybe 3 ornaments and you look at it. That ain't enough. Then you go and say, okay, let me put 10 more on there. And then you start, oh, wait a minute, let me add this and let me add that. And then you got lights, and then you have this, and then you go and you sit back and you're like, wow, you don't even see the sad tree anymore. All you see is these beautiful decorations, and the tree looks amazing. It is the same with us as women. If we stand there and we see ourselves and we're like, I'm not good enough, I'm not pretty enough, I'm not this and I'm not that. But then you start to dress. And I also do makeovers.
Whoa.
Yeah, so that's something else. I always tell women, if you have a dress or an outfit in your closet that you have been fearful of putting on because you don't know what to wear with it, you don't know how to dress it, but you bought it.
Right.
But you're like, well, I don't know. I bought it, but I don't know what to do with it.
One day.
Yeah, one day, right. Let me help you with that. Let me show you how to fix it up and dress on you. Because not every color looks good on every woman. Not every jewelry looks good on every woman. Certain jewelry looks better on others as it does. Some people gold tones, some people silver tones, some people like purples and greens and yellows. So it just depends, you know? Everybody has a color that really enhances their body and their facial features.
I'm going to tell you one thing. What gives me confidence in doing this is jewelry. And I don't wear very much, but I don't know if y'all have noticed in every single video since its inception, I have had this ring.
Wow.
This ring was my grandmother's. So she's been with me. She's passed away a long time ago. But she gives me confidence. Every single video. I cannot ever forget her, and I always have her with me.
You see?
So that's why.
Very sentimental. And it doesn't mean you have to have, you know, a piece of jewelry for every outfit, but it may be this one piece, like she's saying, that, you know what, it goes with anything you wear.
Right.
But it gives you, like she said, the confidence I know I need to wear this. Now, some of us can be, though, hiding behind some one piece of jewelry because you feel like, oh, it's just too much, it's too fussy. But I know a couple of clients that if I said their names, you would know them, but who have said, ever since I met you, I have gotten out of that being with just one piece. Now I want to be able to enhance other pieces, my outfits in different ways. And I'll look at it, I'll be like, ooh, girl, that ain't working. And they'll call me, girl, I need some jewelry. I need something to go with this, you know. And so I love that. I love that I can be available and help other, and not just women. I have men jewelry too. You know, I have had several men come on my table and buy jewelry. They love rings. They love necklaces. And even little earrings. I have little studs that men wear. But I have even helped men feel good about themselves who like to wear jewelry. Some men do like to wear jewelry. Some men don't, you know. But so I just want you to know we have men and women's jewelry as well.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay, so back with the coaching, I heard, and is it true, that you're trying to transition to a nonprofit?
I am. A matter of fact, I'm in the talks right now, and it's because of the Refresh Your Life coaching. It's more deeper. It's not the coaching part that I want to make a nonprofit.
Oh, okay.
What I want to make a nonprofit is because I was diagnosed with fibromyalgia. And because of that, I've researched it, and because not a lot of people know what causes fibromyalgia. And there's not a lot of studies about it as well, but there are a lot of people who deal with it. And if you don't know what fibromyalgia is, it is a pain. It's a nerve pain. And this nerve pain can start in many places on your body. It can cause you to feel like you have a itch somewhere, whether in your back, your chest, your face. I mean, it's because your nerves are flaring up, right? At one point, I found myself in the ER, and I thought I was having a heart attack. And because I had this electrical twitching or stimulation going on in my chest. And I was like, oh my God. And it was just coming. And I had a little numbness too. So I thought, oh my gosh. I went to the hospital. They was like, ma'am, your blood pressure is fine. We did run tests on you. Your blood work came back. You haven't had any issues. And they said, it's your fibromyalgia. It can make you feel like that. Mm-hmm. And I was like, what? Like, that's crazy, right? Now, for me, you know, they wanted to put me on all type of medications, and I'm not one for medications. And that's to each his own, and I would tell you, see your doctor. Yeah. I don't have a disclaimer. See your doctor, okay? But for me, I did not want to be on meds because as I researched it, there was really no med that could help me. And as you went through the process of taking the medicines, they would just continue to up your doses.
I was already up to 800 milligrams of gabapentin three times a day.
That part.
And I was still getting the spasms.
Yes.
I was getting spasms to where it felt like somebody got a knife and stabbed me in my armpit.
You see?
And radiated all the way to my back and my chest.
Yes.
It was so bad. And it, like she says, this is not a way to say that it's not going to work for you. You talk to your own doctor. Yes. Everything is up to you. Mm-hmm. But I stopped taking it because of that too. Mm-hmm. It was just going further up and up and up.
Yes, and it was just, I was like, this is crazy. And I got to be on this the rest of my life?
Yeah.
No, and so I did. I really prayed about it, and I was asking God, okay, Lord, I need this to be healed. Or I need you to give me something to show me how I can deal with this in a natural way. And so what I started doing was juicing. Now, this is something I don't really talk about that often because I did start a juicing business and I did it for 2 years and it was because of the fibromyalgia. I joined a juicing group and I just started following them and getting encouragement and them showing different ways to make juice to help with my fibromyalgia. And I really found it helped me tremendously. And so as I was posting on social media, myself drinking the juices and making the juices, people started asking me, do you sell them? Can you make these for me? Can you do this? And I was like, what?
Wow.
That's how it started. And my neighbor reached out to me, one of my neighbors, and she's a really good friend of mine. She reached out to me and was like, if you do this, I'll buy them. And I was like, I don't know the first thing about pricing. I don't know anything about the business side of this. I'm just doing it. I was like, well, what do I do? And she was like, I don't know, research it. Go do it. She waited. She waited for me to research. She waited for me to figure it out. I sent her a price. Done. Sent me the payment. Like, no problem.
Goodness.
And I was like, what? I told my husband, I said, hey, this is crazy. I was not expecting this. And, but what it is, people will pay for convenience.
Yeah.
They will. If they don't got to make it, if they don't have to try to, that's why we got so many fast food restaurants.
Right.
Because they'll pay for convenience. And all these coffee shops all over the place, you know. So because I started making it, then I delivered it to them. I've driven all the way. I live in Shirts. And I have driven all the way to the other side of Fredricka to deliver juices to somebody.
Wow.
Yeah. But it just became, after those 2 years, I had to, economies change and prices started changing. And I just found I wasn't really making my money with all that I put into it, right? Mm-hmm. So it's on hold, until God opens that door for me to really pursue it in a way where I can truly, it can be an income for me. But I still do it for myself, right? Mm-hmm. But so in the midst of all of that, my business is Refresh Your Life, and that's why it's an LLC, Refresh Your Life LLC, because there's so many things that fall under the umbrella of that. Like I said, the juicing, and now me wanting to make it into a nonprofit, and it's going to be the Refresh Your Life Foundation. And that is going to gear toward people with fibromyalgia and their struggles. And I want to hear stories. I want to be able to do a podcast like you one day. And I want to be able to talk to different ones who struggle with it, and who really, what are the symptoms? What are you going through in your everyday life? A lot of people, it's really messing with people's mental health. It's also causing people to be depressed. It's so much that is affecting people's lives, and it's all because of the pain that they live with every single day. And I want to be able to bring them some type of hope. Yeah.
Pain, brain fog was mine.
Yes.
Plus
big
the depression.
Time. Plus the depression.
Yes.
And a lot of it too, which I'm learning, because I said I'm still researching, a lot of it is also tied to hormones in women.
Yeah.
Going through menopause, premenopausal. That's another segment, that I want taught. But I didn't realize that pain, dealing with fibromyalgia, is also a hormone thing as well.
Right.
But some even doctors don't know that. They don't.
Yeah. I think that is a fantastic idea. I know so many women can really find a community in that, because fibromyalgia affects a lot of people, and the doctors are just like pain meds.
Yeah,
just
they're
pain meds.
clueless.
But nothing for us to say, to talk to somebody about it.
Yes, exactly.
Or advice from somebody else. How did you deal with your when you got your muscle spasms? How did it?
Yes.
Because the durations
can vary.
Yes. So how did you make yours shorter or something like that?
Yes.
That is a fantastic idea.
Yeah.
Right? So what are your plans? When is this gonna happen?
So I'm actually in the works. I'm talking to a good friend of mine, and I would love for her to be on your show. Her name is Jacqueline Smith, and she has a foundation, and so she's going to be helping me get this up and running. And she's just a plethora of information for me. And so once I'm hoping this will be set up and ready to go in 3 months. That's my goal. I'm giving myself a 3-month goal to get this done, and all the paperwork submitted and all of that. So, and then I already have, believe me, and I've been working on, I have my podcast name, I have all of these different, my capability statement, my business plan, all of it's in my phone. Like all of this stuff I have created, I'm just waiting for it to be launched. And once it launches, so everything will be in order. That's what I want it to be in order. Yeah.
I can definitely see a collaboration here.
Come on. Look, you have to be on one of my interviewers, my first one. Yes,
absolutely. Absolutely. That is fantastic. I bet you a lot of you people would really, really enjoy something like that. Leave a comment below so we can give her some thumbs up, some little motivation from us to say yes, keep going.
Yes, and if you are interested in telling me your story about fibromyalgia, please, you can send me an email at refreshyourlife@gmail.com.
All right, so don't worry if you didn't get that. I will have a lot of her information down in the description box below. If not, I will have it right here on the screen for all of y'all. So, talking about that, how can we contact you for the Refresh Your Life personal coach?
Okay, so for the personal coach, is the same email. You can go there, and you can also, I have a Refresh Your Life Facebook page as well.
Okay.
And I also have an Instagram page and a TikTok page. So Refresh Your Life, and it's YO Life. That's how you'll find me. And when you put that in, it'll bring up all of my information. And then you can also reach out to me, like I said, through email. And when you send me an email, then I will send you back my calendar link so that we can set up. I'm offering 30-minute sessions to be a free session, a 30-minute free session, just to see if you would be a good fit, or we will be a good fit for each other, because you may need something else. You may need a deeper counselor, or someone who can, or if I really need somebody to show me how to build myself up, to build my confidence up, because I don't know what steps to take, or I don't know where to start, and I can send you those things, and every day you would be able to just see yourself. And as I talk to you in those 30 minutes, it gives me an insight of what you really need. So everything is pretty much tailored to individuals, right? And so even though I have a curriculum, I will still tailor it to your needs of what you need in your confidence building. Yeah.
Awesome. And how can we get a hold of you for the jewelry?
And the jewelry is FreesFiya, FIYA Bling. I am on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok as well. And you can also, I have a website that you can shop from through the website.
Okay.
And on the website, it delivers it straight to you. So whenever you purchase. And I also have I set up at vendor events too, all over San Antonio. I've gone as far as Dallas to set up for vendor events as well. So if you are looking for a jewelry vendor, I would love to vendor at your event. I will be vendoring, matter of fact, at you had Walda on your podcast, Walda?
No, not yet.
Not yet. So Walda is having an event coming up on this weekend, and I'm looking forward to it. I'll be a vendor there this weekend.
What is the website?
My website is www.paparazzieaccessories.com/frees, FreesFiya Bling.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. And again, like I said, if you didn't catch that, I will have everything down at the description box below.
Yes.
With all her links. All right. Thank you so much for doing this.
Thank you so much,
thank
Lydia.
you.
This was a pleasure. And
Yes.
I've been trying to get with you. I know it's been a while, but like I said, everything's in God's timing, and I believe this is the perfect time for us to sit down and talk.
Absolutely.
You are a blessing. Thank you so much for offering this opportunity to us and our small businesses, because we need people like Lydia, y'all, to get out there and get us so we can get our businesses out there in the community. She has many connections that I don't know about, and I have connections that she doesn't know about. So when we do these type of things, we can continue to help each other.
Yes.
Yeah.
So with that, thank you. So with that, guys, please go ahead and give me a thumbs up and a subscribe, because like Fredricka said, this helps every small business person, owner, crafter, artisan, restaurateur person to get their businesses out to the community, because I know we have a lot of people that want to support local and to support small businesses. So with every like, with every subscribe, it helps me with my work that I'm doing here, because I also do not charge. I was a business person myself with my own business, and I know how hard it is to get the word out, to get your business out into the community, and you have your money tied up in everything else. So the social media part is what I try and do and get the word out. So also with that, if you feel okay.
Say the word, girl. Donate.
Yes.
Donate. Even if it's $10 gas money. I'm telling y'all, gas is hot, y'all.
Right.
So
I'm coming up on my 1-year anniversary in September. Thank you.
Yes.
So the costs I took upon myself for the first year, but if I'm going to continue this for another year, which I really, really want to, I do need the support of this community. So if you feel so inclined to, I will also have a Cash App link down below at the description box, and maybe on the screen too, to see if you can donate in like a cup of coffee, right? The amount of a cup of coffee, whatever you feel moves you to donate, right? So that would help me further in this work that I'm trying to do, that's just very important. Okay, now that was the information I was going to give you, but for next episode, I'm going to have Juan Castaneda of Kindred Origins.
Woo!
Yes, and yes, Juan is part of the Men's Unlimited, which we are here at the new headquarters of Women Unlimited of San Antonio in Project Co-Work.
Yes.
Yeah, Project Co-work building. We moved, so we have a brand new place here. So Juan in Kindred Origins makes his own jewelry.
Yes, he does. He makes awesome veteran jewelry earrings.
Yes, for veterans, and he custom orders.
Yes.
So please join me for that next episode. You don't want to miss that one either. So thank you everybody for staying to the end of the video. Thank you very much. Please have a wonderful Thursday and have a wonderful weekend. And now let's get motivated with my friend Fredricka Thomas with personal life coaching and feel good about yourself with jewelry.
Yes.
Okay?
Thank you.
Thank you so much, everybody. Bye. Love y'all.
Bye.